Listen to me carefully, because what I'm about to say might sting. Most people will never live the life they dream of. Most people will live, suffer, and die as background characters in their own story. They'll dream about greatness. They'll whisper about success. They'll even scroll through videos like this to feel a spark of hope. But when the time comes to take action, when the world demands sacrifice, when life asks them, "Are you worthy?" they fold. They quit, they hide, they run back to comfort, and then they blame luck. They blame circumstances. They blame the government, the system, the economy, their parents, their boss, their health. They blame anything and everything but the one person who looks back at them in the mirror. That's why only 1% of people ever achieve true greatness. That's why only 1% walk this earth with power, freedom, wealth, respect, and the confidence to bend reality to their will, not because they were born different. Not because they had more opportunities, not because life handed them a golden ticket, no. It's because they chose to develop a 1% mind, and a way of thinking, living, and acting that the other 99% simply cannot stomach. Discipline is destiny, because without discipline, every dream remains just a dream. It doesn't matter how much talent, intelligence, or ambition a person has, without the backbone of consistency and the strength to do what must be done, greatness will never be achieved. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be, and most people fail to cross it because the journey is hard, repetitive, and often boring. But the truth is, destiny is not created in single moments of inspiration. It is carved in the countless hours of practice, in the small sacrifices, and in the ability to keep moving when your body and mind scream for rest. When people look at those who succeed, they often assume it's luck, or timing, or natural talent. What they don't see are the endless nights of grinding, the mornings where sleep was sacrificed, the temptations resisted, and the moments of self-doubt that were crushed with action. Discipline isn't glamorous. It doesn't give instant rewards. It often feels like punishment, but in reality, it is the foundation of freedom. Because the one who can control himself, who can command his actions instead of being a slave to impulses, is the one who can bend life in his favor. Destiny belongs to the disciplined, because discipline ensures that no matter what happens, whether motivation fades, whether failures come, whether the world doubts you, you continue forward. And each day you move forward with discipline, you shape your future into something powerful, something unstoppable. People without discipline drift with the wind, but those with discipline become the storm. If you want a destiny worth remembering, don't pray for motivation, don't hope for luck. Build discipline like a weapon, sharpen it every day with small victories, and when the time comes, it will cut through every obstacle in your way. Because at the end of your life, your destiny won't be determined by what you wanted, but by what you repeatedly chose to do. And if you chose discipline, you chose greatness. Comfort is the killer, the silent destroyer of dreams, the sweet poison that feels harmless while it slowly robs you of ambition, drive, and purpose. Comfort is dangerous because it disguises itself as happiness. It whispers to you that you deserve rest, that you've done enough, that tomorrow will give you another chance. And while you listen, while you sit back and let the warmth of comfort surround you, life keeps moving forward. Someone out there is working while you are resting, building while you are wasting time, climbing while you are standing still. Comfort convinces you that you're safe, but in reality, it keeps you trapped in mediocrity. The problem with comfort is that it gives temporary pleasure but permanent regret. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you are trading your future for a fleeting moment of ease. The bed feels soft now, but staying in it costs you progress. The junk food feels good now, but it costs you health. The hours wasted scrolling feel enjoyable now, but they cost you opportunities. Success doesn't come to those who are comfortable. It comes to those who are willing to live in discomfort, who understand that growth happens only when you step into pain, pressure, and challenge. Think about it. Every great achievement in history came from people who rejected comfort. Athletes who train while their bodies ache, entrepreneurs who grind when others sleep, leaders who make hard choices instead of the easy ones. They knew the truth. Comfort makes you weak, but discomfort builds you into someone unbreakable. The human body and mind were designed to adapt, to grow stronger under stress. If you always choose comfort, you deny yourself the chance to become who you're truly capable of being. Comfort is the killer of potential because it convinces you that you're already fine where you are. But fine is the enemy of great. The greatest danger in life is not failing, but settling. People don't regret trying and losing. They regret never pushing, never risking, never leaving the warm bubble of comfort to discover what they could have been. If you want to rise above average, you must kill comfort before it kills you. You must train your mind to seek the hard path, to embrace the grind, to love the discomfort that molds you into greatness. Every time you reject comfort, you grow stronger. Every time you choose the hard thing, you move closer to the life you want. Comfort may feel like a friend, but it is a thief. It steals your time, your energy, your fire. Don't let it. Embrace discomfort and you will embrace transformation. Silence the inner enemy because the loudest battles you will ever face are not against the world outside, but against the voice within. That quiet whisper in your mind that tells you to quit, that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, that you should just play safe and avoid the pain, that is the real enemy. It doesn't scream, it doesn't fight with weapons, but it sabotages you with doubt, fear, and hesitation. And the truth is, most people lose their lives to this enemy before they ever truly start living. That voice is powerful because it knows your weaknesses. It knows your insecurities, it knows your past failures, and it knows exactly where to strike. It will remind you of every mistake you've made, every rejection, every scar, until you start believing that you don't deserve success. It feeds off your hesitation and grows stronger each time you obey it. The inner enemy is patient. It doesn't need to defeat you all at once. It kills you slowly, one excuse at a time, one lazy decision at a time, one missed opportunity at a time. But here's the truth. The inner enemy only has as much power as you allow it. It survives on your attention, on your agreement, on your surrender. The moment you decide to silence it with action, it begins to lose. The moment you push forward despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the discomfort, you prove to yourself that its voice is a liar. Courage isn't about not feeling fear. It's about refusing to let fear control the outcome. You silence the inner enemy not with words, but with discipline. You show up to the gym when it tells you to stay home. You study when it tells you to relax. You grind when it tells you to rest. Every act of discipline is an act of defiance against that inner weakness. And with each victory, you build a stronger self, a louder voice that says, I can, I will, nothing will stop me. The strongest warriors are not those who defeat others, but those who conquer themselves. The inner enemy cannot be destroyed permanently. It will always exist, waiting for moments of weakness to creep back in. But it can be silenced, pushed into the background, rendered powerless by consistent action and relentless willpower. If you want success, if you want freedom, if you want to live a life that others admire and remember, you must learn to master yourself. You must silence the enemy within before it silences your dreams forever. Remember this, the world cannot break you until you break yourself. Win the war inside your mind, and no outside force will ever have the power to stop you. Regret lasts longer than pain, and that is a truth too many people discover far too late. Pain is temporary. It stings, it burns, it exhausts you, but it passes. Muscles recover, wounds heal, fatigue fades. What does not fade, what lingers for years, sometimes even a lifetime, is regret. The heavy weight of knowing you had a chance to do more, to be more, but you chose the easy way out. Pain might hurt in the moment, but regret eats you alive in silence, day after day, reminding you of the opportunities you let slip away. Think back to a time you quit on yourself. Maybe you skipped the workout, avoided the hard decision, stayed quiet when you should have spoken, or gave up when you were so close to breaking through. The pain of that moment is long gone, but the memory of quitting, the echo of what if, still haunts you. That is the difference. Pain fades, regret stays. This is why the strongest people in the world embrace pain. They welcome it. They choose the path of discomfort, sacrifice, and struggle, because they know it is better to suffer now than to suffer forever. Every drop of sweat, every aching muscle, every sleepless night, those things hurt, but they build strength, growth, and resilience. And once they pass, they leave behind pride, but regret leaves nothing but shame. The truth is, the pain of discipline will never destroy you. In fact, it shapes you into someone stronger, sharper, more capable than you were yesterday. But regret destroys you slowly from the inside. You can't escape it, because you can't go back in time. You can't undo the chances you didn't take. You can't reverse the time you wasted. You can't rewrite the moments you surrendered to weakness. And so you live with it, silently, painfully, endlessly. When you feel the urge to quit, when you want to avoid the grind, when you're tempted to choose comfort over struggle, remember this: the pain of effort is nothing compared to the pain of regret. Effort hurts now, but regret hurts forever. One is temporary, the other is eternal, and the choice is always in your hands. The most fulfilled people are not the ones who lived easy lives. They are the ones who took risks, faced challenges, endured pain, and came out stronger. They may have scars, but those scars tell stories of battles fought, not chances wasted. The most miserable people, however, are those who played it safe, who avoided pain at all costs, and now sit with a lifetime of what-ifs. So choose your pain wisely. The pain of pushing forward will build you, the pain of regret will break you, and when your time on this earth is done, let your story be one of courage, discipline, and action, not of wasted potential. Because regret may last longer than pain, but it doesn't have to last forever if you choose to act now. Legacy over lifespan means understanding that life is not measured by the number of years you live, but by the impact you leave behind. Too many people waste their days trying to stretch their lifespan, chasing comfort, safety, and security, forgetting that even if you live 100 years, it means nothing if no one remembers you when you are gone. What matters is not how long you breathe, but what you do with the breaths you are given. Legacy is what separates those who simply existed from those who lived with purpose, power, and fire. Every human being will die. That is the one guarantee we all share, but not every human being will be remembered. The difference comes down to choices. Did you live for yourself alone, or did you create something that outlives you? Did you spend your time chasing fleeting pleasures, or did you build something that will echo through generations? Lifespan is fragile. It can be taken from you at any moment, but legacy is eternal. Legacy is the mark you carve into the world, the example you set, the inspiration you spark in others. Think of history. The people we admire most, the ones who changed the world, are long gone, yet their names are still spoken, their stories still told. Why? Because they chose legacy over lifespan. They didn't play safe. They didn't cling to comfort. They didn't fear risk. They understood that to live only for more years is small, but to live for impact is greatness. Legacy doesn't mean you have to change the entire world. It means you refuse to live small. It means you take the gifts you were given, the opportunities you have, and you use them to make a difference. It might be building a business, raising a strong family, inspiring others through your work, creating art, leading by example, or showing people what is possible when you refuse to quit. Legacy is not about scale, it's about significance. When you live for lifespan alone, you count the days, but when you live for legacy, you make the days count. Every decision, every sacrifice, every risk becomes part of something bigger than you. And when your time comes, you can leave with pride, knowing your existence mattered, knowing the world is different because you were here. Do not chase longevity, chase impact. Do not fear death. Fear living a life so empty that death erases you completely. The question is not how many years you will live, but how many lives you will touch. Legacy over lifespan is the mindset of the 1%. It is the refusal to waste your time on earth. It is the decision to live so powerfully that even when your body is gone, your spirit remains alive in the people you influenced, the dreams you sparked, and the greatness you left behind. At the end of the day, everything comes down to choice. Life will test you, tempt you, and try to break you, but the 1% mindset is forged in those very moments. Discipline is destiny because without it, every dream collapses under the weight of excuses. Comfort is the killer because it convinces you to settle for less when greatness was within reach. That's why you must silence the inner enemy, that voice of fear and doubt, before it silences your potential forever. And remember, pain is temporary. The struggle, the sacrifice, the sweat, all of it fades. But regret lasts longer than pain, and it will haunt you for a lifetime if you quit on yourself. Do not choose the easy path today, only to suffer the agony of what if tomorrow. Instead, choose to fight, to endure, to rise, because every step forward brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. In the end, legacy is greater than lifespan. You are not here just to survive. You are here to leave a mark, to build something that outlives you, to inspire those who come after you. The measure of your life is not in years, but in impact. So decide now, will you live as the 99% comfortable, average, forgotten? Or will you rise as the 1% disciplined, unbreakable, remembered? Your destiny is not waiting. It is being written in every choice you make today. Step into the fire, embrace the discipline, silence the weakness, and choose legacy over comfort. Because this world does not reward the mediocre, it remembers the relentless.